Happy morning. Let's see if we can have a very, very memorable life lesson. Let's see if today's life lesson can be for many of us, in some ways, a turning point to our life. And today we are doing at least one experiment. Maybe we will do 2 experiments. Experiment number 1, for the first time in my life, I am wearing 2 mics as I am talking. It seems the audio quality in the life lessons is not great. So they have given me some mic which goes directly into the mic. So this one that you see over here is for that. In case somebody does not know, all the life lessons are recorded and then they are put up on YouTube. In case you ever feel like seeing some portion of life lesson once again, all you need to do is go to YouTube, see the video, enjoy. The second mic, of course, is for these speakers, so that you can listen to what we are going to discuss. And in case any one of you has some difficulty in your voice traveling to you, please raise your hands. It's as simple as that. We are going to discuss about one amazing human being today. And we are going to discuss about this one very small, tiny, itsy-bitsy word called ego. And a lot of things around the ego is what we are going to discuss today. We are going to discuss about Dada Vaswani today. One of the most incredible human being by any yardstick that I had the fortune of meeting. Probably the only person whom I had the pleasure of experiencing was anchored onto gratitude all the time. I don't think there was a moment of his life when he was away from gratitude. A couple of years ago, he slipped inside the bathroom, and that is when his age is 97. He falls and injures his hip bone, and he's advised complete bed rest because the healing takes a long time to happen. It's excruciatingly painful, very cumbersome. The hand breaks, not too much of your life stops. But when the hip bone breaks, now you're not mobile, you can't walk. You can't even sit properly. So there was a live telecast which was done of Dada inside the hospital and all the followers inside Dada Vaswani mission. And then a question was asked to Dada that, Dada, even in this pain, you seem to have a smile on your face all the time. How do you manage that? What is your thinking process? Dada, with a lot of smile, just replies this. I am so blessed to have this pain. I am so grateful to the Almighty Lord for giving me this pain. Because the more the pain, the more I think about Him. When pain is not there, I forget about Him. When pain is not there, I get carried away by my own self. And because pain is there, Hey Bhagwan comes so naturally. So I am very grateful to the Creator for having given me this pain. And even if I have to live with this pain for the rest of my life, it is okay. Because it is only going to keep me close to the Divine. So I have a smile in spite of the pain, because His ways are His ways. And only He knows what is right for us. I don't know what is right for us. So let me not judge the Creator and say what He did was wrong, or this should not have happened to me. Let me see His grace in what He does to me. I was blessed to be in that hall when this live telecast was happening. And when you see somebody going through acute pain and still counting the blessings and not the troubles, it shows this man is anchored onto gratitude all the time. That day I had a desire, how beautiful life will be if I can also anchor to gratitude all the time. opportunity to meet him face to face. The meeting would have been there for about 1 hour 15 minutes. But in that 1 hour 15 minutes, an ocean of transformative knowledge was passed on by him to us. There are 13 highlight points out of that experience that I would first like to share with you, which will again show to us what a beautiful human being he was and how well he understood this word called ego and the word called gratitude. Maximum number of people who follow Dada Vaswani are Sindhis, and most Sindhis are non-vegetarians and they enjoy their liquor a lot. Now Dada Vaswani stands for non-violence and he preaches non-violence very intensely. I have spoken to a few of his followers who merely eat non-veg. And when I asked him that you follow Dada, and Dada is a practitioner of veg food, no violence, are you comfortable with non-veg? And they will say that on Dada's birthday, we all follow no meat day. So that one day a year we don't have meat. You follow him for 365 days as your guru. And you listen to his appeal one day out of the 365 days. So it would puzzle me. But then I think it's a personal choice, so I've always left it. But that day I couldn't help but ask Dada, how do you deal with disappointments? And I'll tell you the background. We had this exceptional girl called Nana, who was a part of the fraternity. Bubbly, chubbly, 4 feet 10 inches tall, but completely dedicated, full of energy, never tired, could work for 18-20 hours. We had a sports convention. She was driving towards practice. Her bike met with an accident. She fell on the ground. Her head hit the ground and she expired on the spot. Young girl, 26, 27, so full of life. And the whole fraternity was in a state of shock for some time. And after that, on countless occasions, I have made the appeal that whenever you are traveling on a two-wheeler, please wear a helmet. I know what Nina's family went through. I know how some of them, even today, are not able to come to terms with the loss of Nana. So many people's life rotated around Nana. And then not being there is a loss which can never be filled. I don't want any of our families to go through the same tragedy which Nana's family went through. And the whole fraternity was taken aback. There are a couple of people who say we cannot come to life lessons because the moment we come here, we can see Nana meditating, swinging in the deep experience of spirituality, and I just go mad and I want to avoid all those places that I've seen Nana. So if something happens to you, you won't know anything. But a lot of people behind you will go through a lot of unrequired trauma. Now, before Nana passed away, we would speak about please wear helmets. After she passed away, we intensified this appeal to Baba, please wear a helmet. It's just not worth the life of not wearing an helmet. And the excuse that people give is tight hair, suffocating hair, that is because you're not wearing the right helmet size. If your head is a particular size and you wear something which is uncomfortable, I wear a tight pant, I wear a tight shirt, I will be uncomfortable. Similarly, I wear a tight helmet, I will be uncomfortable. Right helmet size, it's as comfortable as anything else. And now and then, I see my dear life schoolers coming to life lessons, sometimes on the roads, driving with impunity without a helmet. And as I look at them and say, "Bhai, helmet to 10. I don't want to lose another one of you." And sometimes things like, "Hen under." Under? नहीं मेरा घर पास में ही है. So can you say what is the minimum distance in which accidents won't happen? घर पास में मतलब 200 मीटर तक accident possible नहीं. Something like that. Is there a universal rule like that? Only if you have to travel 15 kilometers and more, you should wear a helmet. What's the science? What's the logic? Sheer laziness? Or the biggest human mistake? मेरे साथ नहीं होगा. दुनिया के साथ हो सकता है. Every day in the newspaper, somebody might die because of an accident in which the rider was not wearing a helmet. मेरे साथ नहीं. So I know the kind of pain I feel when I see my life schoolers without a helmet. And sometimes, thanks to other vigilant life schoolers, I also get pictures. Saw him on FC Road today without helmet. और उसका फोटो आता है बस. I get disappointed. So that day in front of Dada Vaswani, I couldn't help but the question came out. Dada, how do you deal with disappointment? I have a small fraternity. We run a very small fraternity. Dada runs a fraternity which must be 100 if not 1,000 times bigger. So I'm asking him, and that was the last question that I asked him. How do you deal with disappointments? He didn't say anything for 45 seconds. And then he held my hand, looks at me and asks me, "Isn't disappointment a sign of ego?" Oh. Only some extraordinary human beings can be anchored so deep that nothing in the world can shake what they are anchored onto. Now that is a sign of class. He is so deeply anchored onto gratitude, he is just not able to see disappointments. And to him it is his way. अपने को जो काम करना है अपन करेंगे. Then it is his way. How deep a person must be for them to think about this question? Isn't disappointment a sign of ego? Suddenly I realize I am a very egoistic man. I've been looking at people and saying, "You don't wear a helmet. तुम सही नहीं हो." I can understand my love for you, but me judging that you're not a good person, now that is ego. I should think about ways and means by which I can influence you in a much more better and loving way to wear a helmet to take care of yourself. Rather than going through emotions of irritation over here, which is a product of that disappointment, which immediately turns into disrespect for you. Isn't disappointment a sign of ego? Now imagine you love someone, you care for someone, you are a very genuine well-wisher of someone, and when things are not going right over there, you would prefer to be disappointed so that you can be a little more intense and maybe take a negative approach to bring them on the right path or teach them a lesson. And in those moments, gratitude of course becomes zero. Imagine in the same scenario, anchoring myself onto gratitude with all the love in the world, continuing to communicate and attempting to bring them on track. How beautiful that experience would be. Isn't disappointment a sign of ego? It's been more than 2 years since that meeting. But those few seconds, that meeting of eye to eye, and in that gentle, loving voice filled with gratitude, this humble question, as if he is actually wanting my opinion on this matter. Asking him as if, is he right or wrong? And as I leave and I ask him, Dada, what is it that I can do for you? You know what he says? Please bless me. He says, please bless me. How small I felt in those moments. A person of this stature, age, knowledge, wisdom, experiences, everything he's ahead of us by miles. And yet he says, please bless me. And that soul passed away a few days ago. I felt a very, very deep sense of loss when Mother Teresa passed away. And I feel a very, very deep sense of loss when Dada passed away. Let me read out a few things that I noted after I came back from that meeting. So Dada says, we have forgotten that nothing works without the blessings and the grace of the Creator. If something is working in our life, it means it is not because of me, it's not because of you, it is because of His grace. Because the moment His grace stops, life stops. The moment His grace stops, connection stops, wisdom stops. It's easy to forget about His grace. And if I can remember His grace and feel thankful for it, His grace will always flow in my life. Dada says, so I asked him, what is your relationship with your Guru? And when your Guru has passed away, how do you feel connected? Dada's reply, Guru is the only person who can bring your ego down. If you like your ego, you will never be able to come close to your Guru. If you like your ego, you will find reasons to stay away from your Guru. If you like your ego, your Guru will always be postponed. And then he says, sometimes you and me will not understand the ways of our Guru. And in our judgmental mind, we even judge our Guru. We label our Guru as right and wrong. We label our Guru and judge it and say, इसको ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए था, इसको वैसा नहीं करना चाहिए था. वो गुरु ने ये जो किया ना, बरोबर सोच के नहीं किया. And he says, we will never be able to comprehend fully the greatness and the grace of our Guru. Because Guru is the greatest blessing of the Creator into our life. In our immodesty, we don't know how to relate to the Creator directly. So we need a medium, and that is why a Guru is given. And through the Guru, we are taught things. And obviously, if I become egoistic, I gain ego, then it is the Guru's work to destroy our ego or to take our ego away. He says, if you can feel the presence of the Creator around you, you will be able to feel the presence of your Guru around you, irrespective of whether the Guru is there in the physical form or not. If you have had a relationship with your Guru, every time you are anchored onto gratitude, you will feel the presence of your Guru. And he gives a very beautiful example. He says, Ramakrishna Paramhans would go to Naren's house and call out Naren, because I was there. He was not using the word Vivekananda. He said, I will use the word Naren today. Very sweet of him. Says Ramakrishna Paramhans would go to Narendra's house and call out to Naren to have a chat with Naren. He said he is a good disciple, so the Guru will go and seek him. The Guru knows if I am with him, he will be able to take a lot. So not only does a disciple want the Guru also wants a great disciple. And he says, when Vivekananda will come to Dakshineshwar, now outside Calcutta, about 50-60 kilometers away, is a place called Dakshineshwar. And Dakshineshwar is where the headquarters of Ramakrishna Mission is. So every time Vivekananda would come to Dakshineshwar to meet Ramakrishna, they will tell him he is inside that door. Vivekananda will knock on the door for hours, but Ramakrishna won't open. So, Dada said, when Vivekananda would come to Dakshineshwar to meet Ramakrishna, he won't even open the door. This was to test and eliminate ego from Vivekananda. If you knock once, twice, 5 times, 7 times, and the Guru doesn't open the door, will you get judgmental? Will you get egoistic? इतना देर से खड़ा होकर पढ़ा है, क्या है अभी तक नहीं है? ये क्या मतलब है? मैं इतनी दूर से आया. You know, sometimes when you send me a message and I don't reply, you get very upset. ये reply message भेजा था मैंने 1.5 महीना पहले, अभी तक reply नहीं आया है. And Ramakrishna won't open the door for hours, even when Vivekananda has come multiple number of times. That's the Guru's way of eliminating ego from Vivekananda. Amazing. I will reply to your messages. I asked Dada, what is this shine on your face? I was doing some maskering. So Dada, how come your skin is so soft and nice and your face shines so brightly? It's good to have fun with people who reward. You don't have to do serious business all the time. And Dada had an extraordinary sense of humor. Once a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law went with their issues to each other, and they kept on referring to each other as mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Dada said, that is the problem. I will tell you what you need to do for the next 7 days and then you come back. For the next 7 days, you will call each other mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Not mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Refer to each other as mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Introduce each other saying mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. After 7 days, come back. They didn't come back at all. Because the issue got resolved. What hurts me when I am egoistic, the same thing gives me gratitude when I am in love. So the moment ego is replaced with love, I see even if the Guru denies me access as a process to purify my ego, rather than judge the Guru by saying he's wrong, he shouldn't have done that, that is wrong, that shouldn't have happened. In a single twist, which can only come for a person who has an extraordinary sense of humor, he said, drop mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, and start using mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. You know, all spiritual masters have a brilliant sense of humor. Brilliant sense of humor. And that is how they get connected to their people so beautifully, knowing that they are accessible and they understand my life. I'll just go a little off track and move into Swami Chinmayananda. A person who was not really hardworking but lazy came and asked Swamiji once, should I not rest? Swamiji said, he was in the iron and steel business, and it's not my story. Swamiji said, if you rest, you rust. Which iron has greater value? The rusted iron or the non-rusted iron? Swamiji had this habit of ending his discourses by saying, Hari Om. That's how he would end his discourses. And we get all kind of questions, right? So one day, one of the devotees asked him, why do you end with Hari Om always? Swamiji looked at, there were about 6,000 people in front of him. Swamiji looked at them and said, many times I have seen, at the end of the discourse, I go to my room, I have something to eat, and then in my vehicle I am driving again. And I see many of my people still over here, and they are gossiping about few things. So you have not understood what I say at the end of my session. At the end of it, what I am saying is, Hari Om. Ghar jao bhai. Hari Om. I am not saying Hari Om. Please listen carefully. Hari Om. Look at the way they have a beautiful art of handling their disappointments, bringing in humor and communicating. Now that is what is class. So when I asked him, Dada, this glow on your face, you apply something? I mean, he was 97, so I wanted to know whether he uses Pond's anti-wrinkle face cream or some night cream. There is some night cream, which you apply before you go to sleep. Then there is one morning cream. After you wake up, you use that. Sanskrita, you have come for the right like this. You know? Maybe there is a pre-lunch cream, post-lunch cream, I don't know. Maybe very soon it will come that since you have used your mouth so much to eat, for the skin to be proper over here, you need to use that. I don't know. Maybe after you get up from sleep, there should be some cream over here which ensures that the hair is proper. So I asked him, Dada, anything? Look at Dada's reply. He says, a bulb cannot be lit without being connected to the power source. This is not my power. This is his power. A bulb cannot be lit without being connected to the source. Oh, killer answers, na? Or I should say, enlightening answers, not killer answers. A bulb cannot be lit unless it is connected to the source. Solved? Ladies, please continue to use your night cream, day cream. I am not against that at all. It is good fun. But get connected to the source also. Who knows? That might bring even better results for you. I asked Dada, what is required to share? I've just done a few counselings where people who have abundance feel insecure and that they cannot share. I find people who have ideas are not sharing, thinking, what if my exclusive idea becomes common? I was doing counseling to a person who was very upset that her Deirani has found out who is her personal designer. And she said, my Deirani has also reached my designer. And I hate her for this. I said, why? No, my designer should be mine. Why should I share my dress designer with my Deirani? I said, does she design only for you? In my family, I want to be exclusive. You won't share a designer? So, rocking and reading under the shock of such counselings. You guys think my job is easy, right? You have no idea what kind of counselings I do. So I asked Dada this question. What is required to share? I know of couples who don't share the same toothpaste. Because the cap is not put properly, it seems. I did once to see if I can put the cap in any wrong way. I wouldn't succeed. And Bedu, it's not about us. Okay, in case you're wondering. They don't want to share their toothpaste. So I was reading under these kind of counselings and I asked him, what is required to share? And Dada's answer, before I share, I must have faith, humility, and strength. Faith. Faith is about two things. Faith, humility, and strength. Now, faith involves two things. Now, I'm extrapolating from what Dada said. I'm going a little beyond what Dada said. But when you meet people like them, there is 1,000 triggers inside the head, and it leads to some extraordinary realizations. Faith always has two components. Faith is not one component. Faith is two components. Component number one of faith, which the whole world understands, is His will. Where we say, thy will must prevail, my will need not prevail. जो मैं चाहता हूं जरूरी नहीं हो, जो वो चाहता है ना वो ही होना चाहिए. Which means there is zero resistance to life and complete acceptance to life. So one component of faith is, thy will must prevail, my will need not prevail at all. That is why we say inshallah, or we say upar wale ki marzi. Thy will should prevail, my will need not prevail. But there is second component of faith. This one component by itself will sometimes take you off track. Because there is a tendency of people to give up on their lives, stop being responsible, saying, jo upar wale ki marzi hai wo hoga. This is when a poor person who does not have enough money to feed his stomach, his parents' stomach and his wife's stomach, produces 4 or 5 children. Saying, upar wale ki marzi. I can understand this first part in a responsible way. I can also understand this first part in a very irresponsible way. The second component of faith is, there is a role I need to play right now. Whatever has happened in my life, I have the strength to face it. I have the strength to overcome it. And for things to happen in my life, there are two components required. His role and my role. Only His role things cannot happen. And that's why it's himmat de marda madad e khuda. When I don't play my role, He cannot play His role. That is why so much emphasis on karma, action, responsibility. If Arjuna is not willing to fight, Krishna cannot help him to win. But when Arjuna is willing to fight, nobody can guide him better than Krishna can. So it is not whatever happens is His will. Whatever happens in His action, there is a guidance for me, there is an indication for me, there is a clue for me that go in this direction and do something. So faith has these three components. If this component, the second component was not there, no spiritual leader will ever walk and attempt to convince people about the right way to live life. If everything that has to happen is His will, and I have no role to play, why should I act? So faith has two components, and both these components must be kept in your mind and heart at the same time. Whatever is happening is for my good. Now let me do something about it. To give you a metaphor, faith is like a seed. Now unless you use that seed, put it in the ground, those 1,000 seeds in turn are not going to come out. So faith cannot work only alone. Faith needs to work with you. And that is why Dada said faith, strength, If I think I am weak, if I have thoughts which are weak, which brings in negativity, I will never be able to anchor myself on faith. Which means for a person to be faithful, that person has to be extremely positive. Strength is positive. So Dada said faith, strength and humility. Strength has a tendency to create arrogance. In arrogance, if I give, I expect much more in return. In humility, when I give, I see it as an opportunity to contribute. And that is why among the Sikhs, you go to a Gurudwara, there is Kar Seva. An intention to bring in humility. Unfortunately, all over the world today, we have created a concept called special darshan. I go to Tirupati Balaji, free line, huge. Then there is one premium line and there is one super premium line. How will humility come in when I walk in that super premium line? As I am walking, it's only building arrogance. And it destroys faith. So it becomes another avenue to have more and more money with this false thinking. More the money, richer I am, the more the number of temples, the more powerful my religion will be. Which is complete nonsense. Then my religion will be filled with arrogant people. And these arrogant people will bring bad name to religion instead of showing to the world what is good about any religion. And that is why violence in the name of religion. Violence in the name of religion is nothing else but complete lack of humility. And violence happening in a mob shows that I am not strong enough, so I need to hide behind enough other people to do what is wrong. Others didn't speak so much. It's our job to understand how deep that statement is. What is required to share? If I give something expecting something back, then it is not sharing. Then it is business. Then it is exchange. I give you things, you give me a thank you. Then grace किधर है? Offering किधर है? Then it's only you want your ego to be pampered. Hence for everything that you do, you want somebody to acknowledge and say thank you, thank you, thank you. Weakness is strength. Strength would be neki kar darya mata. तेरा तुझको सौंप दूं, क्या लागे है मेरा? मेरा मुझ में कुछ नहीं, जो कुछ है सो तेरा. What I have got, I am giving. What is mine? I am like a pipe where water is given by somebody and it is taken by somebody. I didn't produce water. But that is humility. Some of you might be contributing, but in your contribution, there may be an atmosphere of negativity. Where unless somebody validates you, you might be upset for a whole day. So beautifully Dada says, faith, humility, and strength. These three qualities are required for somebody to share. Then he goes on to say, very few people live anchored onto faith. Hence, we are not able to transfer faith. Hence, we are not able to do big things in life. For big things to happen, I need to give enough for me to have enough people. If I can't give enough, I will never be able to do big things. We are in the process of building the team of Wow Parenting. And we want incredible talent to come and work with Wow Parenting. Knowing fully well, if Wow Parenting reaches where it should reach, if it has to touch 1 million lives in 3 years, it needs super capable people. Now to get those super capable people, if I am not willing to give what is required, I won't get them. If I have a budget of 30,000 rupees, that brain won't come. We are speaking to some people for a package of 30 lakhs per year. If I am not able to give big things, if I am not able to give enough, I won't be able to create big things. If I don't give enough heat, I cannot make the water boil. It's very simple. So Dada said, because we are insecure, because we think जो मेरे पास है चला गया, मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं रहा तो, because I am not anchored onto faith which says whatever happens I will tackle it. I will learn something out of it. I might make 1 mistake, 2 mistakes, 7 mistakes, but ultimately I'll succeed because I'm learning very fast. He didn't speak from business perspective, but I'm mirroring it from business perspective. Very few people live with faith. Hence, we are not able to transfer faith. And to do big things, I need to anchor on faith. I asked him, what to give to Guru? Guru doesn't need anything. And Guru is getting whatever he wants with his connection. Guru को देने का क्या? Should I give flowers? Should I give fruits? Should we give money? Should we give intelligence? What to give to Guru? Because we get so much jnana out of Guru. How many of you know the word called pragya? Pragya. Pragya. And how many of, okay, since you don't know the word pragya, there is a word in Hindi called pragya. Do you also know the word Gyan? What is the meaning of the word Gyan? Knowledge. Again, going a little off track from Dada, but it is required and relevant, hence I am bringing it in. Pragya is your inner power which draws knowledge towards you. प्रज्ञा कोई तुम्हें दे नहीं सकता. प्रज्ञा तुमको अपने अंदर जागृत करनी पड़ती है. ज्ञान मिल सकता है. Anybody in the world can give you knowledge. And there is no word in English which is equivalent to pragya. But if I have to give you metaphor, the power of the magnet is pragya. And knowledge are pieces of iron. Knowledge is available in abundance all over the globe. That's why in Zen they say, when you are ready, what does it say? The teacher appears. Which means knowledge. When they say teacher, it's not necessarily a human being. But over here, the teacher appears symbolizes the representation of the vehicle of knowledge. If you are not ready, that knowledge can be there around you. You might have the memory of that knowledge, but it's not working for you. And for it to work for you, that pragya is required. What a beautiful name, pragya. If any one of you planning another child, name the child Pragya. What an awesome name. That which magnetizes true knowledge. Isn't it a beautiful name? जिसकी प्रवृत्ति ज्ञान अर्जित करने की हो. Pravritti is nature. If my nature is to magnetize knowledge, then I have pragya. I was in Wisdom World School yesterday, attending a Hindi debate competition. And the name of that school is Wisdom World. So there in this context, this came out. And today in this context, I am sharing it with you. Get your pragya right. Which means, what is the knowledge that you want? That will be probably a very crucial decision of life. What knowledge you want? Isn't that a beautiful question? What knowledge are you seeking? What will happen in 2019 elections? How many dams in our country are filled with water? What knowledge do you want? It will define you. So I am asking Dada, what to give to Guru? Because I am getting so much out of him. I am getting so much knowledge. I am getting so much wisdom. Like in your presence, I am feeling clean and I am getting so much. What to give to you? Again he smiled, silent for some time, and then he says, give bhakti to Guru, and Guru will give all the gyan that you need. Give bhakti to your Guru. Devotion. Now when I give bhakti to my Guru, I am ready for all the knowledge that I seek in this world. If I don't give bhakti, I will give ideas, I will get quotes, I will get information, I will store them, but it won't work for me. For that knowledge to work for me, bhakti towards that source of knowledge is required. Bhakti makes it easy for that knowledge to transform me. Absence of bhakti, it is my comfort which will be the filter of knowledge. Absence of bhakti, it is always my comfort which is a filter to implementation of knowledge. Presence of bhakti, there is surrender. And knowledge finds it easy to propel me into action. What an extraordinary answer. I don't know from where these questions came. I had not gone prepared for any question whatsoever. I said, let the meeting happen, let it be the way it happens. And I'm blessed. My next question was, what is the right kind of question? I'm talking to you. What would be the right kind of question? I have your time. In this time, what would be the right kind of question? I can also talk to you about that my wife does not listen to me or my children are not doing well in life. But the time that I have with you, what would be the right kind of question to ask me? His answer. Never hesitate to ask questions. And ask questions with a sense of reverence. Which means ask questions with a lot of respect in your mind. Don't ask questions with frustration, irritation, anger, jealousy, hurt. Ask questions with reverence. So I asked him, is reverence enough for me to be humble? He smiled and replied, along with reverence, a sense of service is what will make you humble. He said over there, serve with your hands. Asked him, if I can serve with money, so that won't make you humble. Serve with your hands. And I think that is the 6 I've got it right with Kar Seva. Serve with your hands. When guests come home, if you serve with our hand is one way. And people who are working in our house serves them, it's another way. Probably that is why when Sudama came to meet Krishna, Krishna washes Sudama's legs with his own hands. Maybe Krishna would have found that arrogance is coming in, that he's a Raja. Maybe. And he realized, if I have to bury my ego and arrogance, I need to serve with my hands. You know, in the childhood when Mama used to feed us with her own hands, it was a much different experience compared to Khana rakha hai, le lo. Provided the attitude is to serve. The attitude is some काम मेरे को ही करना पड़ता है. Then you sit on the sofa and say खाना ले लो. But if you want to increase reverence and humility in your heart, then serve with your hands. I asked him a question. You have such an amazing number of followers. How do you feel? His answer makes you understand how humble and how graceful he is. Incredible. Even today when I think of these question answers, it changes something inside me. What did he say? He said, number of people we teach is egoistic. After all, Krishna gave Bhagavad Gita to only one student. And that lesson to one student has lasted 5,000 years. So, why do we analyze numbers? Let's focus on the quality of our teaching. rather than numbers. He didn't speak so much, but he just smiled and said, numbers is a game of ego. After all, Krishna gave Bhagavad Gita only one suit. And that Bhagavad Gita has endured for 5,000 years. Can you imagine how sorted he is? How grounded he is? How humble he is? So I asked him, to have strength, what should I do? His answer? To have strength, get connected to the highest source of strength. What is the highest source of strength? You want strength? Get connected to the highest source of strength. And you will have all the strength you want. Then he said, Naren gives the example of bird on the lower branch and the bird on the higher branch. So there is a work which is called the Collected Works of Swami Vivekananda. In that, if my memory serves me right, book number 3, there is a reference where Swami Vivekananda says, when you see a tree, in a tree, there is a bird which sits on the lower branch and there is also a bird which sits on the higher branch. Now the bird who sits on the higher branch is able to see much further than the bird sitting on the lower branch. And Vivekananda goes on to say, the bird on the lower branch is our ego and the bird on the higher branch is our spiritual self. Every time in life you have some conflict inside, move to be the bird on the higher branch. Don't attempt to solve things by being the bird on the lower branch. I'm in the lower branch, Tite does something and I get hurt. Now hurt creates a conflict inside me. Now if I want to solve this conflict, as a person who was immature enough to become hurt, I will not be able to solve it. I need to move to my higher self, which means I need to see much beyond this one experience. Either I will be able to see TJ's love, or I will be able to see I am still vulnerable, or I will be able to see if I conquer this hurt, tomorrow this is the kind of person I will be. I need to move myself to a higher branch to see how objective can I be about this. Then it's not hurt, then it is gratitude which will come from me towards Tija. So Vivekananda writes about the bird in the lower branch and bird in the higher branch. It is an often quoted example from Swami Vivekananda. And Dada quoted it over there, saying, don't anchor to the lower bird, if possible anchor to the higher bird, your spiritual self. Just a few days before we met Dada, we had a program where we discussed about how to mentor people. And in this program of mentoring, we had a sheet. And in the sheet, we had written qualities from A to Z. And the team of Life School had gathered together to find out who are those people who have certain qualities which inspires us. And can we have these qualities from A to Z? For example, let's say in C, I write courage as a quality. Then who in the world is my greatest inspiration when it comes to courage? F, let's say forgiveness. Who is the greatest example in my mind for forgiveness on this planet? The whole idea was, even if you don't get a physical mentor in your life, if you make this list of A to Z, define great qualities and see an invisible counselor for yourself, it will be so brilliant. So we also had about Dada Vaswani, a quality over there. And he said D, if my memory is right, D for devotion, and devotion is equal to Dada Vaswani. So D. Dada asked me, what do you have for K? K is the alphabet which we had left blank. Because when we created this exercise, we couldn't find the right quality for K, and we couldn't find the probably quality is not there, so obviously there is no question of a person. K was a blank quality there. And imagine Dada asking, what do you have for K? I said, Dada, K is one alphabet for which we haven't got something. Immediately said, kindness for Naren. I see in you a person who is very, very kind. And he held my hands. Another moment which will stay for eternity. They said, before death, flashes of memories go through your eyes. I think one of those moments will be this moment when he said kindness for Naren. Actually, I started crying over there when he said that. He said, I love A for acceptance. And look at the things that he said. He said acceptance is actually very natural for a human being. The day we are born, we don't have an option but to accept our body. When we are born, we don't have an option but to accept our parents. We don't have an option but to accept the country in which we are born. You cannot change it whatever happens. If I am born in India, it can never ever be I was born in any other country. I can be a citizen of another country, but my birth country will never change. So he said A for acceptance is so powerful because acceptance is the way with which a human life grows. And when we can practice acceptance, it is so easy for us to anchor ourselves on gratitude. This was my experience with that exceptional human being. I repeat what I said earlier, and I'll repeat that a million times more. Meet people who are exceptional. But then it will be possible only when your pragya is strong. I can either look for validation or I can look for guidance. At any point of time, either I will look for validation, सिर्फ मेरे बारे में क्या अच्छा हो मेरे को बताते रहो, or I will look for guidance. मेरे को किधर improve करना है बताओ. The mind cannot have both these thoughts over you. Either it will be, I only want approval, I only want appreciation. And I hate it when somebody gives me guidance or somebody attempts to sudhar me. Or it will be, I love it when somebody guides me because I am going to improve and become better in life. When your magnet says validation, then it's ego which will be nurtured. When your magnet says guidance, then you will seek out people who can help you, guide you, mold you, nurture you. It can be a spiritual master like Dada Vaswani. It can be a business master like somebody whom you might know doing exceptionally well in life. It can be a relationship master of a friend you know who's having an extraordinary married life. It can be a couple of parents who are bringing up their children brilliantly well, where you see the children are performers yet humble. Each one of these kinds of people who are doing something better than what we want to do are people who can become our guides. Make your pragya super strong. Then the teachers have no option but to appear. Let's summarize what we have learned so far in life lessons. Then we will go for a beautiful process on ego surrender and gratitude. So what Vijay is saying is, when I ask questions, I have to be in the right frame. Earlier, I would ask questions out of arrogance and for validation. But now I understand there should be reverence, there should be humility when I ask questions. Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Disappointment in front of somebody, that ego.
Absolutely. I by saying disappointment is a sign of ego. It makes me arrogant and it makes me negative and angry in a relationship.
What knowledge do I seek? I have to make my pragya right.
What knowledge I seek is so crucial, and for that I have to make my pragya powerful. What is required to share? What are the three qualities? Let me ask her. Did you write down the three qualities? Faith, humility, strength. Faith, humility, strength.
In the absence of bhakti, it is not comfort which will be a factor of.
In the absence of bhakti, it will be my comfort which will be a factor of implementation or a filter of implementation. When bhakti is present, then my implementations will be about the knowledge that I was seeking. Some people have this question, no implementation nahi hota hai. Because bhakti is missing. That's why implementation is weak. Nina, anchor to gratitude. What a beautiful attitude to anchor to gratitude. Girish?
Nobody can give you pragya.
Nobody can give you pragya. It is something which you desire to have. So, even when Krishna is there, even when Dronacharya is there, even when Bhishma Pitama is there, what Duryodhana requires and seeks is power. So even in the presence of all the wise people, which includes Vidur, वो प्रज्ञा ही नहीं है उसके लिए, तो नहीं है. So some people ask this question, अरे तुम उसके बेटे हो, फिर तुम्हारा ऐसा क्यों? यार तुम वहाँ जाते हो, फिर तुम्हारा यहाँ क्यों डेवलपमेंट नहीं हुआ? And they attempt to fault that person or that place. It's more about the individual rather than about the teacher or about the place.
A bulb cannot lit without a source.
Yeah? The bulb has the possibility of being lit up, but unless it is connected to the source, it will never light up. Anil?
I can give only bhakti to my Guru, and then I will get jnana.
So bhakti is required for jnana. Without bhakti, you will get some empty knowledge which you can collect over here, be an encyclopedia, but it won't become a part of life. For it to become a part of life, that reverence and that bhakti is required. Yes?
Nothing works without the grace of the Creator. So you must anchor onto the grace and be grateful that it flows through me consistently.
Absolutely. Nothing works without the grace of the Creator. And I must be connected to the Creator for His grace to continue to flow through me. Now imagine a scenario where the bulb is fused, the switch is on, the energy is reaching, but the bulb cannot function. So if I am fused, in other words, if I am confused, I won't even make progress in life. कुछ होएगा ही नहीं. And I'll remain confused. क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? क्यों नहीं हो रहा है? I need to get connected instead of being fused.
When I have a perspective of guidance, it will lead to our listening. When I have a perspective of guidance.
Absolutely. So remember this, at any given point of time, your mind can work in these two different perspectives. Perspective number one, validation. Then I only need people to appreciate me, speak good about me, tell me what is right about me, give me importance, invite me. This is what I am required. If my perspective is guidance, then I seek knowledge to transform my life. This requires bhakti and surrender of ego. This maintains and enhances my ego. So the choice is up to me. That's what you're saying?
In faith, it's very important to understand that even I have
Absolutely. See, faith by itself can do nothing. You are required to participate in the faith for things to function. Let me give you an example. Let's say I have tremendous faith in the Creator. For me, everything is God and nothing is more than God. My bhakti is unparalleled. My devotion is complete and my reverence has never happened in such intensity ever in the history of humanity. Look, I am a prime example of an extraordinary devotee. I get married to Bharati. Both of us want to have a child. For a few years, we don't have a child. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, we don't have a child. But I have faith in him. I go to every dargah that I am suggested to. Although the chadar padata nahi. I go to every pilgrimage that somebody suggests to me. वहाँ पैदल क्या बोलते हैं उसको परिक्रमा में करते हैं. So I remember parikrama only with the rock band. Parikrama. I am told go to Velangani church down south. Supposed to be the most reverential Christian place in our country. I go to Velangani also. I light candles over there. And my faith is unshaken. I am sure it will happen. 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 11 years. Faith is super strong. And then one day, Anil comes and says, Naren, 11 saal ho gaya. You haven't had a child yet. And I tell him, my faith is strong. It will happen. And then he asks me, but 11 साल में भारतीय श्रोता एक बार भी मिले नहीं. आप पूना में हो, भारतीय चेन्नई में. Now will my faith make me a father? Will my faith make Bharti pregnant? If I don't know what has to be done, faith by itself cannot do what should happen. It's a very crude example, but something which will make you understand. If me and Bharti don't play the role that the two of us are supposed to do, every power in existence cannot make things happen. So somewhere it's an immature, irresponsible, partly understood concept कि जो होगा उसकी मर्जी से होगा और होने दो, अपनी किस्मत में जो लिखा है वही मिलेगा. And you know that world famous statement which I often say, वक्त से पहले किस्मत से ज़्यादा किसी को कुछ नहीं मिलता है. अब कुछ करेगा तो मिलेगा. Like you would have heard about this guy who had faith in God and he bought lottery tickets. You heard about that guy? Some of you heard about him. Some of you have not heard, so let me introduce you to that guy. Very, very nice guy, extremely faithful, and he knew that one day his poverty will be taken away by God. Every day he will search the newspapers for the lottery announcements, won't see his name. He'll immediately go to God and say, I have faith in you, one day it will happen. I have faith in you, one day it will happen. One day out of frustration, God appears in front of him and says, Baba, lottery ticket to khareed. है ना देखो, ऐसे लोग पागल होते हैं. लॉटरी टिकट नहीं खरीदेगा, लेकिन मेरे को लॉटरी में फर्स्ट प्राइज चाहिए. So faith says, trust me, but more importantly, trust yourself. Again, Swami Vivekananda said this. In today's world, now he says this in the 19th century, 1860-70. He says, in today's world, an atheist is a person who does not believe in God. But very soon, an atheist will be a person who does not believe in himself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you will never be able to believe in God. That's why he says, arise and awake and stop not till the goal is reached. तुम जगो, तुम चलो और तुम रुको मत. Don't simply say God will make things happen. Arise, awake and stop not. Why will a person who has complete faith in God tell people to act? Because he knows it is His grace that I find a Ramakrishna Paramahansa who shows to me what I must do in my life. It is not just for a photo, one selfie with him. God bless that time when there was no mobile. And I'm happy for the rest of my life. In the walls of my office, we have one big collage with all the VIPs I have met in my life saying, "Dekho, main itne logo se mila." But nothing was ingrained by that person. So Swami Vivekananda says, today the saying is, an atheist is a person who does not believe in God. But in times to come, people will realize an atheist is a person who does not believe in himself. Because God created you, and if you don't believe in yourself, how will you believe in God? It's a very simple equation. Yes, continue.
Increase the humility and reverence in the heart, then serve with the hands.
Absolutely. Increase humility and reverence in your heart and serve with your hands. Irfan?
We need to integrate humor in the best possible way in the lives.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So today, at the end of life lessons, I will also tell you, Hari Om. Isn't it super classic? I mean, how do they come up with such brilliant things in the spur of the moment? It shows a heart which has a lot of peace. I I very genuinely believe you require to be very, very peaceful for you to be humorous. Peace नहीं है ना, तो humor मुश्किल है. More the peace, easy it is to be humorous. I saw humor.
I need to be a bird on the higher branch because if I am in a low branch, it can be easy.
Absolutely. So as you live your life, you are always the bird on the lower branch. But the moment there is a conflict, become the bird on the higher branch. Look at the reality, then come down to the lower branch and solve it. Because higher and lower both are inside us and it must be accessible to us. That's what we say. Yes, my darling, is anybody else? Did I leave anybody? Yes.
Pain is part of life. 90% plus 10% is equal to 90% plus 10%.
Always, isn't it? 90% always going right in life. 10% is our scope of improvement, growth, ambitions, future. And it's always going to be 90% plus 10%. I think we had a very, very beautiful discussion today. And I wish out of this session, some of us will be anchored a little more on gratitude. We will loosen the shackles of ego, bring in reverence to the way we live our life, understand this word called faith, and not equate faith to fate. Take our responsibility to create our life, make our pragya strong, and be very clear about what kind of knowledge am I seeking from this world. And when that pragya is strong, the teacher has to appear, knowledge has to come. The Guru will come in search of us. If you heard the song by Kavita Seth, she says, बंदा अगर बंदा बन जाए, खुदा आके मिले उस बंदे को. Then you don't have to go to places of worship. Wherever you are, God will come and meet you there. Let's do a process on ego surrender and gratitude. The thing about ego is, it's very whiny. And most of the times we don't even realize when it has come inside us. In fact, many of us with ego believe that we don't have ego, and they are very egoistic about not having ego. You can listen to some people saying, "Hey, kya hai? Mere mein bilkul ego nahi hai. Tere mein bahut ego hai." If I actually don't have ego, I won't even say that statement. So there's a lot of ego that we have about our ego. And the thing is, ego destroys. Ego never creates. Ego invites all possible negative emotions inside your life. If you ask me, what is the source of every negative thought and negative emotion? And I will say it is ego. Lack of faith does not make you trust you. Lack of faith is equal to presence of ego. Let me give you a few examples about what is an egoistic statement and what is a self-esteem statement. I am good is self-esteem. I am better than you is ego. I am smart is self-esteem. You are dumb is ego. I do my work properly is self-esteem. Only I do my work properly is ego. The moment you want to feel superior to somebody, the moment you want somebody to feel inferior to you, The moment you move into an argument, the moment you raise your voice instead of raising the quality of your discussion, is ego. Your anger, your fear is ego. When you want to control a dialogue, or you want to control a person, or you want to dominate somebody, it is ego. In parenting, how many of you have heard about this term called helicopter parenting? What is helicopter parenting? Helicopter parenting is a parent who is always on the head of the children, wanting to know everything which is going on. They don't allow the children to blossom. They think their children are not good enough and they won't be able to manage. They want to protect their children. As a result of which, a tree which could have become a banyan tree just becomes the tree called the bonsai. You know this art called bonsai? Where you tie the roots, don't give it any place to expand. On the surface it might look cute and beautiful, but the truth is, it could have become 100 times bigger and we did not allow it to become 100 times bigger. Helicopter parenting is, I will take decisions for my children, they are not smart enough. As a result of which, children start believing they are not smart enough. And after year 2, 5, 10, when we are not there as a helicopter anymore, the children start making grievous mistakes because they were never allowed to become decision makers when they should have been allowed. You know, it includes what time they should come home, what time they should leave, with whom they should go, how they should go, should they go in an auto or an Uber, should they have a share Uber, how should they share their cost with others. We just want to interfere in every aspect of the child's life, thinking we are protecting them, in fact, making them a bonsai out of a possible banyan tree. Nothing but ego. Sometimes when the husbands make statements like, "Tumko permission diya hai," but they are equal. In equality, what is permission? हमारे यहाँ तुमको इतना allow है ना? Who are you to allow me? I am potential, I am a performer. I play my role. Why should I ask your permission or seek your allowance? But these are all statements which are born out of ego and arrogance. Ego destroys. It destroys your peace of mind, it destroys your potential, it destroys your relationships. Ego keeps you anchored onto mediocrity. Ego stinks. And people can be seen and felt from a distance. You can meet somebody for 5 seconds and you can say, "No, ego is good." In college they say, attitude deta hai, which means nothing else but ego. Somebody travels abroad, they come back, and for the next 2 months they speak only about what happened in Paris. It's ego. Some people see a Hollywood movie and come back with an accent. Have you seen these people? They saw a movie for 2.5 hours and they've got an accent. So when Joe went to London and came back, I was watching her. Accent aa gaya. Yes, she saw, feel like a British one. Fortunately, says how she went. So we got back the original piece without any damage. But people get ego so fast. So fast. Good people will leave you because of your ego. Good people can't stand the stench of ego. Unless they love you so much that they can't leave you. For example, your parents. In some cases the husband and in some cases the wife. In all the cases the children, as long as they are dependent on you. What creates a relationship is respect. Ego destroys. Gratitude creates. One of the offshoots of gratitude is respect. What kind of a life would you love to have? A life of ego or a life of gratitude? Ego? Gratitude? The ego means you live on the surface. Somebody else is appreciated a little more, you become insecure. Somebody else is given a little bhav, you become insecure. Your good work is taken for granted, you become insecure. Your good work is not validated, somebody didn't praise you, you become insecure. Now this is ego. Gratitude, there is joy. There is bhakti. There is devotion. There is surrender. You become that person who can magnetize people and events from all over towards you. And love is possible when you are anchored onto gratitude. Without gratitude, it is care, affection, infatuation. As they say in college, it's a crush. But it's not love. How these terminologies are, na? I have a crush. Can you imagine I have a crush and you go down, break down into pieces? What happens when you are crushed? A sugar cane is crushed and juice is taken out. You have a crush. Now what's your future? Obviously when you juiced out and the remainder will be thrown out, then you say I was not treated properly. Yeah, but because you had a crush. Most crucial part. Not that all of us are anchored onto ego all the time, but our ego pops up every now and then. Not that anybody over here is a bad human being who's an egoistic monster. Everybody over here is a fantastic human being. But unable to handle certain situations in life, we resort to ego instead of anchoring onto gratitude. As a result of which, we have relationships where there are highs and lows. On a great day, there is no human being like us. And on a bad day, people wish they did not know us. Let's see if we can reduce the quantity and the frequency of ego, increase the quality and the frequency of gratitude. Now for some time, for the sake of the process, let me not speak about our relationship with the world. Let me speak about our relationship with our loved ones. The worst thing about ego is, when it comes, it doesn't care who's getting hurt. And we end up hurting people who are the closest to us. So let's say Raksha Bandhan is coming and I'm very close to my sister. In ego, I will withdraw myself, I will create walls, I will jump to conclusions, I will think only bad things that have happened in life. And Raksha Bandhan will become a formality rather than an occasion to strengthen ties between the two of us. It's a very beautiful, close, important, crucial relationship. But the presence of ego destroys the relationship. So we hurt people maximum because of ego who are closest to us. I can understand somebody who is a stranger getting hurt. doesn't impact your life. But out of ego, when we hurt each other, everything in life will have a meaning when you have great relationships. If you don't have great relationships, even if you have extraordinary achievements, life will still look hollow. The meaning to life comes out of the relationships that you have. So the episodes that we hear about Krishna's life is about Sudama and Arjun, which is about relationships. We don't listen to what he did as a king of Mathura, what he did in Vrindavan. Those things are not important. But what gets a lot of praise and reverence is relationships. Ego does not allow me to have great relationships. My ego will say, I want only surface level relationship. I want deep relationship. I don't want to be close to anybody, and I don't want anybody to be close to me. And surrounded by people, I feel alone. And therefore a need for validation and appreciation increases with every passing experience and passing day. Then anybody who appreciates me a little, I think they are good people. And anybody who wants to guide me, I see them as people who don't understand me at all. And it's not about them, it's all about my ego. In the presence of gratitude and in the absence of ego, I look at how to mend relationships, I look at how to strengthen relationships. It's very easy for me to understand somebody else's perspective. The presence of ego, I want the world to understand me. The presence of gratitude and an attitude of service makes me want to take initiative to understand other people's perspective. Instead of demanding and commanding, I become patient and I am a guiding force in the lives of people. Today, let's do a process by which we surrender our ego, we remove our ego, and then we fill ourselves with gratitude. So the process is fundamentally a process of two parts. Now, all of you will be sitting cross-legged or in namaz posture. If you can think in namaz posture, Bajra Asana for at least 12 to 15 minutes, then sit in that posture. If you think you cannot sit for 12 to 15 minutes, your capacity is 30 seconds, then you sit cross-legged, absolutely okay. We will raise our hands in prayer posture. Now this is an extraordinary posture for surrender. So what we want to do is, of course I am going to guide you throughout. You will be like this. I will play a beautiful piece of music. Okay, some of you are not able to see me. So for the sake of showing it to you, I am sitting like this, otherwise you sit back. I will speak about certain roles of our life. Roles where I believe ego crops in every now and then, uselessly, needlessly and unnecessarily. So I'm going to speak about that person and how we become egoistic in that relationship. And I'll ask you to surrender your ego to that person. So when I say surrender your ego to that person, you're going to bow down and you're going to touch your forehead to the floor. Which means it will go like this. You are like this. When I say surrender your ego, and then I tell you come back to the prayer posture. And like that we will do it a few times. What is crucial is your surrender to the process. What is crucial is your connectivity with me. What is crucial is your willingness to open your mind and for you to have that pragya which says, I have realized, I have understood and I am convinced that it is not worth keeping on the ego inside me and I want to let go of the ego. Now when you have that determination, then this process will help you big time. So I'll ask you to surrender your ego, then I'll ask you to come back to prayer posture. And I'll ask you to fill your heart with gratitude. So let's see how the process goes. Just be connected to my communication. At the end of this phase 1, when I speak about maybe 4, maybe 5 different people, then I'll ask you to move around in the hall and exchange a hug with each other. And as you hug someone, wish them a life without ego and with gratitude. No words spoken, a pure exchange not between two bodies but between two pure souls who want to give each other strength, who wants to enhance each other's faith. And when you just envelop them in a very beautiful, complete hug and wish for them a life without ego, a life filled with gratitude. Let's do this process beautifully well. Only 2 parts, but it is a very, very powerful process. Then I'll ask all of you to sit down. I'll speak to you for 2-3 minutes, and with that we'll complete today's life lesson. So please move to a place. If you're already there, great. Where you can sit. You can take this. If anybody wants this, you can take this for your knees. The surplus air. Now there will be a few of us who might feel like crying. My request to you is, let it out. Which means cry your heart out. When I asked Mehak, what is that reason for which you feel very connected to me? She said that every time in my childhood when I was crying, you never stopped me from crying. You always said, do you feel like crying? And when I said, yes, I feel like crying, you said, come hug Papa and cry as much as you want. You feel secure when you know you can cry and you can be yourself. You don't have to pretend to be stronger than who you are. Emotions are never buried dead, they're always buried alive. So every time there is ego, there is also guilt. Every time there is ego, there is also hurt. And those things are buried inside us. Sometimes for years together without it getting an outlet to release itself. And today, we have an opportunity of a process where we will be able to release our pent-up sense of guilt and hurt. Make the most of it. What are human tears? When does somebody cry? When through words I am not able to express what I feel, and my feelings are very intense, the system is made in such a way it gets expressed in tears. That's why when I have joy, which is like unending, amazing joy, words can't do justice to what I feel. It comes out as tears of joy. When I feel ashamed, so much so that I cannot speak, tears of shame flows down my eyes. So tears is nothing but honest human emotions. To me, tears is equal to honesty. Whether it is fear, whether it is insecurity, whether it is hurt, whether it is guilt, tears are the most honest expression of human emotions. So in case some of you feel like crying, don't bother about anybody or anything. Let tears just flow through you. And let's see what this process does to us. Sit in prayer posture, all crisscrossed, hands in the air. Surrender yourself to the process. Ego is the dirtiest thing we accumulate. And the most unnecessary thing that we keep with ourselves. Today, let's use this process to clean ourselves of all the ego possible and replace it with gratitude. Think about your mother. Think about the good that she has done for you. Think about all that you have learned from her. Think about all the good qualities you have because of her. And fill your heart with gratitude for her. Fill your heart with gratitude for her. Fill your heart with gratitude for her. And now think about how egoistic you have been with her. When you needed her time, she was there for you. And today when she needs your time, you are busy. She forgave hundreds of your mistakes as you were growing up as a child. And you get irritated by her mistakes today. Can you feel the pain that she carries in her heart? As a small child, when your health was not good, she won't sleep the whole night. And you know the feeling because you feel it with your children. And today we take her for granted. When we need her, we think about her. In fact, she's not there in our dreams anymore. We have been very egoistic with our mother. Very, very egoistic with our mother. Bow down at the feet of your mother and beg forgiveness from her. Bow down at the feet of your mother and beg forgiveness from her. am so sorry. I haven't taken care of you as well as I should have. But I promise to you, I will take care of you beautifully well from today onwards. Let go of your ego and replace it with gratitude. See her forgiving you effortlessly. See her hugging you and kissing you all over your face. And come back to prayer posture. Now think about your father. The tower of a man, the demanding person, strict. You think he doesn't understand you. But think about his contribution in your life. Has he made you stronger, independent, free? You know, when you were growing up, he stood like a huge rock against the society. Imagine the burden on his shoulders to take care of the whole family single-handedly. It's not really easy to make money. And he saved you from the society and protected you. Fill your heart with gratitude for your father. There may be times you haven't liked him. But remove his impact from your life, and chances are you will see yourself as very insignificant. Think about the qualities you have, and all because of your father. Fill your heart with gratitude for your father. And with this father of yours, we have been egoistic. We have blamed him. We have said he is not good enough. In our mind, we had wrong thoughts for him. And he doesn't deserve that. He gave you birth. Without him, you are nothing. He might have made mistakes, but who doesn't? And his intentions were always to take good care of you. Go down at the feet of your father and beg forgiveness from him for having been egoistic. promise him from today onwards it's going to be a relationship of reverence and not a relationship of judgment. If he is on the wrong path, be determined to lift him out of it with surrender and devotion. When you were small, you needed him and he was there. Today he needs you. Be there for him. See your father forgiving you for your ego, lifting you and hugging you, and saying it's okay. Come back to the prayer posture. For the final time, let's surrender our ego to our teachers. Probably we haven't given them anything. But we have got so much in turn. What will a Vivekananda give to a Ramakrishna? What will an Arjun give to Krishna? Except bhakti. What can you give to your teacher? Fill your heart with gratitude for your teachers. Teachers who went out of their way to guide you. Nursery, school, college, after that. Teachers who have shaped your life. Teachers, blaming them, judging them, thinking they don't know enough, making fun of them. Go down at the feet of your teacher. Surrender your ego, beg for forgiveness. Fill your heart with gratitude. See them effortlessly accepting your apology. For they have huge hearts. Hold your shoulders, bring you up, hug you, and say, it's okay, my child. Fold your hands in a namaste. And express a thank you for this opportunity to rebuild bridges. It's time for us to get our pragya right and share our belief, our conviction, our strength with fellow brothers and sisters. So gently get up. Meet a few lives with us. Hug them. Pass on your faith, humility and strength to each other. Number of people you meet is not important. How complete and beautiful the experience is important. Do this with a sense of reverence. Surrender. This is also a test of your ego. Ask one person and settle down wherever you are. It makes its presence felt. I'm not saying nor am I expecting us to eliminate ego from our life. But can we reduce our ego? Can we implement session number 3 of Keep Moving Movement 2018 and aim for progression? Who knows over a period of time? More or less, we will be able to win over our ego. Simultaneously increase your gratitude and anchor yourself onto gratitude. You and me are blessed. Our life is much better than billions of people on this planet. We have the habit to take for granted all those things which are good. Let's have gratitude for all those things that are good. Every time ego makes itself visible, may you win over it with gratitude. a few lives, it certainly will be in mine. Thank you so much for coming for today's Sunday. Knowingly or unknowingly, in case I have hurt any one of you, please forgive me. With a very, very deep sense of gratitude. Have a great week. Love you so much. And I'll see you next Sunday for session number 4 of KMM. Thank you so much and love you all.